Alright, so time to talk about Steven Soderbergh's new movie, Black Bag. I finally got around to seeing it, and I've got to admit, this movie is really good. I really enjoyed it, much more than I expected, and a little less than I expected. It is a spy thriller that has so many interesting little things of espionage, and the way that it's executed, it is so cool and fascinating that it keeps you engaged if you're fully invested in the movie. If you're invested on premise and like what's going on, you will sit through this movie like nail biting, going, "Oh my god, what's about to happen?" and can't wait for the grand reveal at the end. And if not, you're going to be bored for the runtime, which is what happened with one of my friends who was bored during the runtime. I don't know how, but he was. Then again, it's all about taste. It is a bit of a slow burn, but I thought it was very worthwhile. I can't wait to rewatch it to see if I can catch some of these things, because much like many mystery movies, it has some teases. And I'm really interested to see if you can catch that on rewatch, because that could bump it up or bump it down. But yeah, I'm going to give the story a hand grenade score so far. The cinematics, I don't think that there's too much to make you go see this on the big screen. But it is very cinematically satisfying. Like, the way scenes are composed are really interesting. I thought that was some of the best parts of the movie, how it was directed. But I'll get more into that later. As some of the best parts of the cinematic experience of this movie is the killer score and the phenomenal camera work. But is it enough to make you go see this in a theater? I think it is, but I can understand why you might want to wait for it, especially since this is a movie that you definitely need full undivided attention, which is why I recommend the cinema. I'm going to say a Hot Pocket score, though, because the cinematics of it all isn't as good as just the pure directing, which I'm now going to talk about. I think this movie is fantastically directed. Some of the shots that he decides to do for the movie is so clean and so good, and the transitions, my goodness, phenomenal work. But yeah, I'm going to say hand grenade on the directing, 100%. The directing was phenomenal. It was really, really good and interesting and engaging. I don't know. I love the directing in this movie. That was definitely the highlight. Next, the actors and actresses. I think that the cast does a really good job, but let's talk about the reason I went to go see this movie, which is Michael Fassbender, and he does phenomenal as always. Cate Blanchett's also really good, and just that whole core group did phenomenal work, being led, of course, by Michael Fassbender, who was, I literally have not seen him in a bad role. Like, the movies he's in could be bad, but he is always phenomenal in it. So, yeah, hand grenade score there. Overall, I deem this a hand grenade movie. I think it's really rewatchable. I want to rewatch it just to see if it is, like, if you can catch the small details on rewatches to build towards the grand reveal. That is what I like to see in these types of movies, and that's why Knives Out and Glass Onion are some of my favorites of all time, because they build towards the grand reveal really subtly, and, like, if you're paying enough attention, you'll notice. And so that's what I want to do. I want to if upon rewatch I see that there are those subtle nods and stuff, this is even more of a hand grenade movie. If not, it is definitely more of a Hot Pocket movie. But solid movie. I really enjoyed it. I do recommend going and check it out, because there aren't many movies like it. And so I think we need to show our support for the really cool and interesting ones instead of like the more generic ones. So yeah, go check it out. Certified hand grenade movie. For now, could be subject to change in the future. Who knows? But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on Black Bag, or if you're now planning on checking it out, because I do recommend checking it out. It's a very interesting movie, even though it may be a bit of a slow burn. And subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I will leave you guys to it.